Okay, so we all know the deal with not getting enough sleep. You know, the brain fog, the burnout. We hear about it constantly.
All the time.
But today, we're going to flip that around. What if the real warning sign is sleeping? Well, sleeping too much.
And that's exactly what we're digging into. We're using insights from Johns Hopkins Medicine to really decode what your body might be telling you when you consistently need, say, 10 hours of sleep a night.
Right. And it's not about being lazy. The sources point to some pretty serious health associations.
Yeah, it's a surprising list. We're talking about links to things like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, obesity.
Even depression and chronic headaches. And the big one, a greater risk of dying from an existing medical condition.
But here's the first thing everyone needs to grasp, and it's really the key to this whole conversation.
Which is?
It's about causation. The experts at Johns Hopkins, specifically neurologist Dr. Charlene Gamaldo, they're pretty clear that oversleeping probably isn't causing these illnesses.
Oh, okay. So it's not the sleep itself that's the problem.
Exactly. It's more likely the other way around. Think of it like this. When your body's fighting something off, you get tired. You need more rest.
So the oversleeping is actually a symptom, a red flag.
A red flag?
Yeah.
Precisely. It's a sign that something else is already going on.
That makes so much more sense. So if it's a symptom, what's the threshold? How much is too much sleep?
Well, for most healthy adults, the target is somewhere between 7 and 9 hours. That's the sweet spot.
And that stays pretty consistent through adulthood, right? It's not like you suddenly need 10 hours when you turn 60.
That's a common myth, but no, your needs are remarkably stable. So if you find you regularly need more than, say, 8 or 9 hours just to feel functional, that's the signal we're talking about.
Okay, so let's get into what could be causing that. The source material seems to break it down into two main categories of problems.
Right. The first one is all about conditions that wreck the quality of your sleep.
So you're in bed for 9 hours, but you wake up feeling like you barely slept at all.
Exactly. This is where you find things like sleep apnea, where you literally stop breathing for moments at a time all night long.
I've heard of that. What else falls in that group?
Restless leg syndrome, bruxism, that's just chronic teeth grinding, or even things like chronic pain or side effects from certain medications. They all prevent you from getting that deep restorative rest.
So your body is basically forced to spend more time in bed to compensate for the terrible quality.
You got it. But then there's the second category, which is a little different.
And what's that?
These are conditions that actually increase your biological need for sleep. Your body is genuinely demanding more of it.
Like what?
A good example is something called delayed sleep phase syndrome. It's like your internal body clock is just shifted. It keeps you up super late, so you naturally need to sleep in later.
And there was another one, idiopathic hypersomnia.
Yes, and that one is essentially extreme sleepiness for no known reason. People with this might need 10, even 12 hours of sleep and still not feel fully rested.
Wow. So when you put all this together, that old idea that it's normal to sleep in more as you age is, well, it's just wrong.
It's a dangerous assumption. If you're an older adult and you suddenly need much more sleep, that can be one of the very first, very subtle clues of a serious medical issue.
Like the ones we mentioned earlier, the heart disease, diabetes, or depression.
That's right. Those conditions are a huge drain on the body's resources, which in turn triggers that profound need for more rest.
So bringing this all home for you, the listener, what's the takeaway? When should you actually be concerned?
The advice is pretty straightforward. If you are consistently an oversleeper, and that means you're regularly pushing past that 9-hour mark, it's probably time to talk to your doctor.
And they might recommend a sleep study, maybe, to see what's going on.
A sleep study is a great step to rule out things like sleep apnea. The goal isn't to force yourself to sleep less. It's to find and treat the root cause that's making you need more sleep in the first place.
It really shifts the entire focus, doesn't it? Instead of asking, am I getting enough rest? The real question becomes, what is my body trying to tell me?
That's the perfect way to put it.
So that's the thought we want to leave you with. At what point does hitting that snooze button stop being a habit and start being a genuine cry for help?